Look at the phone in your hand, the laptop on your desk, the TV in your living room. Chances are, almost all of them have a Made in China label. It's a reality we've accepted, but have you ever truly wondered why? Why does one country dominate the manufacturing of nearly every electronic device we use? Is it just cheap labor? The answer is far more complex and fascinating than you might think. Today, we are re-pulling back the curtain to reveal the untold story of how China became the world's electronics factory, and the hidden truths that keep it that way. This isn't just about factories, it's about strategy, scale, and a story that will change how you see your favorite gadgets forever. Let's rewind the clock a bit. Just a few decades ago, made in China often meant low-quality toys and textiles. So, how did they leap from that to producing the most sophisticated technology on the planet? It all started with a deliberate, long-term vision. In the 1980s, China designated specific areas, like Shenzhen, as special economic zones. Think of these as giant, real-life laboratories for capitalism. They offered foreign companies irresistible incentives, tax breaks, less red tape, and access to a vast, eager workforce. At first, it was simple assembly work. Companies from Japan, Taiwan, and the West would ship components to China, where workers would put them together for a fraction of the cost. This is the cheap labor part of the story everyone knows. But that was just phase one. While the world saw an assembly line, China saw a university. Chinese engineers and workers weren't just screwing parts together. They were learning. They were reverse engineering, understanding processes, and absorbing decades of manufacturing knowledge at an incredible speed. This was the foundation, a massive transfer of skills and technology that was quietly setting the stage for what was to come next. The real game changer wasn't just assembling parts. It was making them. This is where the concept of the industrial cluster comes in, and it's the secret sauce of China's dominance. Imagine you want to build a smartphone. You don't just need a factory to put it together. You need a company that makes the screen, another for the battery, one for the processor casing, one for the tiny screws, one for the camera lens, and hundreds more. In most parts of the world, these suppliers are scattered across countries, even continents. But in a place like Shenzhen, they are all within a few blocks of each other. You can literally have a design idea in the morning, walk down the street to a supplier to get a prototype of a specific component, go to another one for a custom circuit board, and have a working model in your hands in a matter of days. This incredible density creates an ecosystem that is almost impossible to replicate. It crushes development times and costs. This network, this interconnected web of factories, suppliers, and logistics experts, is something that has been built and refined over 30 years. It's not just a collection of factories. It's a living, breathing, manufacturing organism. Then there's the sheer scale of the infrastructure. The Chinese government invested trillions in building world-class ports, high-speed railways, and a massive network of highways. Why is this so crucial? Because it means you can move raw materials into a factory and finished products out to a port with unparalleled speed and efficiency. A container of iPhones can leave a factory in central China and be on a ship to Europe or America in just a couple of days. This logistical mastery slashes costs and delivery times, giving Chinese manufacturing another massive competitive edge. No other country has invested in industrial infrastructure on this scale, and it's a lead that's hard to catch up to. But what about the people? We often hear about the immense workforce, but it's not just about numbers. China produces millions of STEM graduates, that's scientists, technicians, engineers, and mathematicians every single year. This provides a deep pool of highly skilled talent that can manage these complex supply chains, operate advanced machinery, and constantly innovate on manufacturing processes. So while low-skilled assembly was the entry point, the continuous supply of high-skilled engineers is what allows China to move up the value chain. From simple assembly to advanced manufacturing and design. It's a combination of brains and brawn that's hard to beat. Now, you might be thinking, what about other countries? Can't places like Vietnam, India, or Mexico compete? It's a great question, and yes, many companies are trying to diversify their supply chains, a strategy known as China Plus One. But it's not so simple. Remember that ecosystem we talked about? You can move a final assembly factory to Vietnam, but where do you get the hundreds of specialized components it needs? They still have to be shipped from China. This creates new logistical headaches and costs, often erasing the savings from cheaper labor. Rebuilding that entire dense network of suppliers in a new country would take decades and astronomical investment. It's like trying to move an entire city, brick by brick. Furthermore, China's manufacturing is no longer just cheap, it's increasingly automated and high-tech. Walk into a modern Chinese electronics factory, and you'll see more robots than people. They've invested heavily in automation and advanced manufacturing techniques, making their factories more efficient and less reliant on low-cost labor. They are now competing on quality, speed, and technology, not just on price. This shift makes it even harder for other developing nations to catch up, as they now have to compete with China's robots, not just its workers. So, the story isn't a simple one. It's not just about one thing. It's the perfect storm of a long-term government strategy, the creation of unparalleled industrial clusters, massive investment in infrastructure, a deep pool of skilled engineers, and a constant drive to innovate and automate. It's a multi-decade journey that has transformed a nation and, in the process, the entire global economy. Every time you unbox a new gadget, you're not just holding a piece of technology. You're holding the result of this complex, powerful, and strategic manufacturing empire. It's a system so deeply embedded that, for the foreseeable future, our digital world will continue to be, in large part, made in China. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of electronics manufacturing. It's a topic that affects all of us, and understanding the why behind it is more important than ever. If you found this video insightful and want to learn more about the hidden forces shaping our world, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.